So what happens with Canvas is that it does have several different apps that we as instructors and as students can use. So some apps are available and some apps are not. Some apps are activated by instructors and some are not used by instructors. So you are going to have a slightly different experience depending on each class, unfortunately. Um, so I'll have to look into Erika, the Connect app to see what's going on there. So I'll look into it. But since we're talking about the calendar, why don't we go ahead and look at that? As I'm going through, because what I'm basically going to do is go on Canvas and then just kind of show you how to do certain things. I did create this sheet that I'm going to share in the chat. Let me see if I can put that up because it has the links to all the things that I'm talking about. It has links to the help desk. It has links to the Canvas guides, so that you don't have to navigate through our website to find all these things. A lot of these things are on our website, but they're not like, if you're not sure where to find things, you're not going to find them. So it'll just, I kind of just created this so that I can have an easy way to show you where things are. And as, let me try to do that right now. Hold on, give me just a sec. And it is a PDF, so you should be able to open that up and read it. And the links should also work. So if they're not working, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. So what I'd like to do then is let's just go to Canvas now. And at any time, if you have a question, just unmute your mic and ask away. Let's see. Okay. So this is what this is my view, of course. You will see something like this. And your experience on Canvas really does depend on your settings. I've noticed my colors look a little bit different, and that is up to you how you want to set this up. I'm on the computer a lot, so I like to have the high contrast, but you can change the high contrast setting in your account. I don't think, because this is like a sample, that I can show you this, but there is a button that says use high contrast, and it'll change it to this darker color. You'll be able to see the difference on your end. I don't think it'll show on this because it's like a sample student account. But that's one thing I really like to use. I like it. It makes it less bright for me. So in my examples, you'll see that high contrast. So if your instructor has set up a home page, then that's the first thing that usually you'll see in Canvas. If you're using your phone, which is okay, to access Canvas, Canvas does have an app. And in the, let me go back to this, in the worksheet that I gave you, pull that up, which is also saved on Canvas. Oh gosh, I can't pull it up now. Uh, you'll be able to see how to download the app to your phone. And I recommend that you do your schoolwork when you're using Canvas on a PC or a laptop or a computer rather than your cell phone or a tablet. It's just a better experience. And then the way things are set up are really meant for that. The reason I like the app, though, is it does send you reminders. Like my app, if anything changes, like when an instructor updates a page, then you get a notification. Or if your assignment was graded and you want to know what grade you got, and then you can get that notification straight to your app on your phone, which I like. So for those kinds of things, I do like the app, and I do have it on my phone. Like I have the app on my phone, and even when I send you guys notifications, I get the little alert. But if you're not getting notifications, that all has to do with your settings, and that you will set up in your when you have your, click on your little picture. If you have a picture on your profile, click on that account link. And then if you go to notifications, oh, I have to go to my actual account. Let me get out of the student view. If you go to notifications, then there's a whole bunch of notification settings, right? And there are videos to show you how to do this on that sheet that I gave you guys, the little tips and tricks handout. So, and there's a link to these videos, but these are important to set up, especially if you want to get those notifications. Sometimes it's a little bit annoying to get a lot of notifications during a day. You can set it up to be once a week, like a certain day of the week. And you do that just by clicking on the little icon. So I have like, for due dates, I have a weekly summary of what's due. If course content changes, it just notifies me immediately. Like, let's say I updated the bulletin. I do that a lot for you guys. Anytime I update the bulletin, then you get a notification that that has changed. I'm hoping that you guys are getting these. If there's an announcement, you could also just see it immediately as soon as that announcement is posted. Or you can choose to only see announcements weekly or once a day rather than like any single time that it updates. So these are actually really important. The way you set this up is going to really set you up for the kind of experience that you get with Canvas. And it kind of keeps going. Like if you are in a discussion, for example, let me see if I can, here we go. If you are in a discussion and someone posts, do you want to see those notifications as soon as they post? Maybe just once a day, or maybe just once a week. Like if it's a large class, you might not want like an instant alert when there's a discussion posted, because then you get alerts all day long. So I have it as a weekly for me. And it does go to your email as well. So you get, if you don't get it on your app, you will get an email notification. And if your email is incorrect, then you're not getting these notifications. So that all becomes important to make sure that you update your profile and that your information is correct. Because I remember someone had troubles like, oh, I'm not getting these notifications. And it turned out somehow their email was incorrect. So that's why there's two columns. There's an email notification where you get emailed when something changes or is updated. And then the push notification is for that app, whatever app you have the Canvas app installed, so you can get like a little, kind of like a text saying, hey, your instructor has graded your assignment, which is pretty cool. I like it. So that's what these two columns are. So you might want to just go through, and it does take some time. So make sure you schedule yourself some time to really set up your Canvas the way it works for you. But this piece is actually pretty important, I think. And it kind of goes on because there's different things. Yeah, alerts, there's different types of alerts. Because we have a limited amount of time, I didn't want to spend too much time, but on your handout that I gave you, let me see if I can pull it up. You do have, I'll go over that in a sec. You do have the links to instructions for everything. Your profile, I like to see your picture, because anytime that you post anything as an instructor, it's nice to see your face, especially because we're online and we don't really see our students. It's nice to see them. Canvas is a community, so your profile can be read by others, and you can provide also links, mostly important for instructors, but we'd like our students to use this as well. So you always want to update your information. You could just edit your profile here. And you know what, since I have files here, let's see if I can open up. Oh, I have a million files, maybe not. Yeah, yeah, there's just a whole lot. Let's just close that. All right. So another thing about settings is the way this looks. So I don't know if you have the card view or not, but all of you will have access, of course, to your dashboard. And the way I like it is to see the cards for each class. So for example, if you were in a math class, this would be your math class card. Or if you're in an English class, this could be your English class card. I think all of you have these 3 cards in your deck. That's the view I like. You could always just kind of click on these little icons. This is for assignments, any messages. Excuse me, not assignments, announcements. This one's for assignments that are due. So you could always just click here for your class. And then go to that, announcement or whatever. That's the card deck view. I like it, but I'm also really good at just clicking on the class that I'm working on. That's why I like it. Just click on that class and I'm just working on that class. But in this little snowman is what they call it, these 3 vertical dots up here, you can actually change your view. And there's 3 different views. This is the card view. The list view, which a lot of people like, especially for time management. The list view just lists what's coming up for the day or the week. And you can kind of see for each class. Right now, I only have this one class because that's all I have, but you will have multiple. And you could see like, hey, for Cabrillo 2+2 CSUMB this week, the Canvas tips and tricks workshop is going to be on Friday. Or I have to do my counseling appointment. Or for English, it might be, your first rough draft is due this week. And some students like to see the whole thing, like for it'll include all of your classes. And then of course, what's coming up. So this is, if you like that whole planning thing and really knowing for the week what's coming up, it's actually very, very helpful. So this one, I know some students like this view instead of the dashboard. So again, it depends on what works for you and like for me, I just like the card view. Other students really like to see what's coming and what assignments they need to do. The to-dos are always on here. And the other view is the recent activity, which is basically just showing you any new announcements, any new conversations, any new assignments, notifications for any and all your classes. To me, it can get a little busy, but if that's a view that you like better and that keeps you more on track, then great. The thing I like about this view though is that to-do list is right here, and that coming up assignments or activities are also right here in this right-hand panel. And you can also view your grades really quick. It's like a quick view of what grades you have going on for each of your classes. And if you're missing assignments, you can kind of see. So that's a shortcut to that. I'm not a big fan of that only because you really should be going to each class. That's kind of why I like the dashboard with the cards, because like if you still have those quick access to that information. And then also if you're just working on one class, like like to work on one thing at a time. I think it overwhelms me when I'm seeing all the classes and everything that's going on. And if, let's say, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I made time to just work on my English class, then I could just focus on the content for that class. And if I'm not going into the content for the class, that's a problem. You should go into the content. Maybe your instructor has set up modules. We did for Cabrillo 2+2. So that's why I like the card view. I'll stop talking about that. And one last thing before I stop talking is the calendar view. So for our class, which is not really a class, I always access the calendar through here. I gave you guys a quick link that you can use to access the calendar as well. So you can access it here, you can access it here. And the calendar in Canvas, you can view just one particular class or pretty much all of them. which is cool. So right now, like, let's say you want to look at health services as well, that's on there. Let's go to the current month. There's a lot going on that in there. That's why I don't like viewing it. So like, let's just take it off and not look at that. And you could do that for each of your all your classes should come up here. The calendar feed, and Eric, I don't know if this might help answer that question. If you use something like Google, like I use Google Calendar, and I actually have this fed into my Google Calendar so that I don't have to go back and forth through different calendars. Then if you use the calendar feed, you can just actually feed this Canvas calendar to either Google, iCalendar, Outlook. There's a few others, I think. So that is then all linked. All these dates appear on my Google Calendar, which I like. So that I think is a really, really cool tool to utilize. I like that one.
Hey, Claudia.
Yes.
I got a message that said Daisy is familiar with Connect. Not sure if Daisy, you want to speak to Erica's question. I don't know if this is a good time. I just want to let you know, Claudia.
Yes, please.
I didn't hear the question because I came in at the time, but I just heard Connect and I have a little bit of experience, so hopefully I can help.
Sure.
Could I get the question repeated if that's okay?
Yeah, Erika, your question was there was a problem with Connect on your calendar?
So my question is, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I use Connect for one of my classes and I have like the assignments due like on Sunday. So when I do the assignments for other classes, I usually cross out the assignment that's been done, but for Connect, it doesn't. So I was wondering if there's a way that it could cross out I did the assignment just in the calendar.
Yeah, I actually have I had the same problem because I took a couple classes a couple semesters ago and I wasn't able to find out a way where I could connect it to the Canvas calendar because I know what you're talking about, how it checks it off and it tells you like, okay, you're done. But it also sucks because if you don't go in and check on it, then it won't let you know. And you're like, okay, like, is this done for this week or do I have nothing due? I would just suggest writing it down I would plan it out in my planner and cross it out myself because I haven't found a way. I hope that helps.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank
Just
you.
wondering if there was something, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know I tried figuring it out too, but maybe I could look for it and see if I could find something out, but as of right now, I don't know. But thank you for asking.
Yeah, good question.
I have a question too, Claudia. What I'm having issue with is when I go in my classes, like for my accounting class or my business class, I have to go on McGraw-Hill. And when I click on that link to open up McGraw-Hill, it shows up, it always pops up like an error message, and then I'll refresh it and it'll pop up the same. And then I refresh it again and then it'll link it. So I don't know if I have to, like, who do I go to contact to resolve this issue? Because then once I go into the McGraw-Hill and I start my assignment, it'll like freeze. So I won't be able to click on anything in there. And then it pops up that like my session is inactive and then it'll like close it while I'm in the middle of like doing a test or middle of doing assignments. So I don't know if it's like a Canvas thing or if it's a McGraw thing, and who do I need to contact for that?
It could be if you're accessing it through Canvas and going through an outside link, it could just be your browser setting and how it's supported, how that software is supported. So what I would recommend is to contact tech support on let me share that with you. You guys have this in the chat. If you didn't get it, let me know.
would it be through tech support though from McGraw-Hill or through Canvas? Because there's two
Start-
different ones.
Yeah, there's two different ones. So on the sheet that I gave you guys, there's a Canvas help feature, and there's a link to all the Canvas guides. And you could also submit a ticket to the Canvas help folks. And there's a help icon, and I'll show you how to get there.
Okay.
On the Canvas frame. And you can click on there to get some help. You could chat. There's a live chat.
Okay.
But I think to start and to get help quickly and like in person, not like in person,
Mhm.
the CTC has a Cabrillo student help desk. So you can just meet like we're meeting now, and they can just kind of see what's happening and help you figure out how to fix that. You can just go directly to a Zoom session. I'm not going to click on it because that will open up a Zoom session. That might have been what Lydia did right now. So I'm not going to click on it, but that's going to just go to the live Zoom session for CTC, which they can help you with like tackling those tech issues. So I would definitely contact, there's a Zoom support right there. You could always email them as well. If you email, give as much information as you can, like, you know, your student ID number or a picture, like a screenshot of what's happening. That's always helpful. So you could always start here with the CTC, and then of course get help through the Canvas help desk.
Okay. Thank you.
And those are linked here as well. There's a ton of Canvas guides actually. So if you click on these links, that's going to take you to, there's Canvas guides like PDF guides, and there's also video, like a whole bunch of videos you can watch that are really short videos, which I find, I think, the most helpful. I like to see things like, I like to have that example of someone navigating and doing things. So the videos are very helpful, and those are found in the guides. These are also guides right here, the notification settings. I briefly went over that earlier. And then if you're very, very new to Canvas, I always recommend watching the orientation. Distance education actually has a lot of really helpful links. Link to the orientation, link to login into Canvas, how to get started, how to do online learning. Everything that we talk about is pretty much in here. The help desk information, all of that. There's a whole lot, which is why I put it on one sheet, because there's a lot to navigate on our website. Let's see here. How do I get back to that now? That's a good one. I don't know. Here, I'll stop sharing. All right, good questions. These are really good questions. Other questions that are coming up as I try to fix this?
Claudia, I have a question.
Mhm.
I see that you have the Cabrillo Health Services on your page. Can we get that too, or no? Or it's only if you have a class?
Yeah, you can. So let me go back to Zoom because I'm not on Zoom right now. And let me just make sure I know what you're referring to. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong thing. But yeah, the student success services, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, let me go back to Canvas. So there's a couple things. There's is this one you're talking about, or is there a different one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so this is student health services. All students have access to this. If you don't see it on your dashboard, you can just follow this link, which I can put in the chat, and you can add it to your, I'm already enrolled, so it's not gonna tell me. You can like add self-enroll in the course, because it's really kind of like our Canvas shell where you self-enrolled. Some of you, we just enrolled you, but you get access to all the information and things that are coming up health service related or mental health related, which is a really, really cool. And they have all the Zoom links here and of groups that you can join. And our next workshop will be about this, actually, about health services. But let me put it in that chat real quick, and you should be able to self-enroll in that. And then you'll be able to see it on your list. The other thing, though, is, let's go to our class, I guess. And let's see if I can do the student view. Yeah. So for every class, you'll have, there's the main, like, oh, there's words for this, but this was constant. So for all career courses, this should look the same. And there's that help button that we were talking about earlier. There's that calendar. Of course, many of you have used this inbox, but this panel becomes your course navigation menu. And this could be customized to each course. So like for us, these are the things that you have access to. For another class that might look slightly different, like you'll see the syllabus and all this other stuff. And if you're in a group, you will also have the group that you have access to there. So these are all pretty customizable, except for the Student Success Center. That one you'll see in each and every class. And this is pretty much all of our student services. Student Success Center is basically all of our student services, including Canvas, learning online, counseling is there. Like this is all linked to all of our web pages on our website. So if you want to learn more about your CAP, or if you want to learn about what's going on in student equity, you can just directly go there, which is really nice to have it all in one spot. Oh, it keeps doing that because not the student view. Okay. Here we go. Pronto is also there. Again, I like using the, oh, you might see some things, hold on. I like this, I just sent you guys this. So I like using the desktop version for some things, but for like, you can chat on Pronto like you would text. That I like the app for. So while for certain things, I might use the desktop version of Pronto that I can quickly access through Canvas. If you have the app, I think it's a lot easier to use on the app than on the desktop, depending on what you're using it for. We shouldn't be there. So back to our worksheet. Okay. So I kind of showed you distance education, everything kind of you can access through there. There's Canvas self-service as well, where you can kind of look through, okay, how do I submit an assignment? And you need like, I've never submitted this type of assignment before. What do I do? If your instructor wasn't really clear on their instructions, then you might want to use the Canvas self-service. I'll show you what that looks like just to kind of look up some things like, how do I upload my document onto my assignment? Like you can look up those kinds of things. So how do I post a discussion? There's quite a bit in here. Actually, you can get quite lost. So you'll want to make sure you know what you are looking for. Or just start with the videos. I really like those. Let me go back to that. So these are like a whole bunch of guides. And then on the right-hand side here, there's a whole bunch of video guides, and there's even some in Spanish, which is cool. So they're all pretty much short videos. You can get really lost in Canvas though, because there is an instructor guides as well. Stick to the student guides, which is just gonna make your life easier. And you can kind of just see like, how do I submit an assignment? And this will go to a video, so I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you could always read the script for the video or just straight up watch the video, which I find very helpful. Are there any particular like things like assignments that you needed to submit that you felt were a little tricky or anything like that? No? Okay.
No.
Well, then I do
So
want to.
I do have a question, Claudia.
Yes.
When you submit a Google Docs and you share it, and if you make changes, would that person be able to see the changes too, or they're just gonna be able to see whatever you submit on the Google Doc?
Usually, if it's a Google Doc and you share the link, they should be able to see the changes, but they have to know to go back and look at your. It just depends on when they're looking at your assignment. So, I mean, I would assume that they would see the changes you make because it's usually a link, like a link that they access to view your Google Doc. So they could, but you might not want to make changes after you submitted an assignment because, you know, you don't know exactly when that instructor is viewing that. So it's not a good idea to do that. I mean, if you have to, I would, but I wouldn't expect that. Like whatever you submitted, that's what you're going to be graded on. Like that's what you should expect.
Oh no, yeah, I know that, but let's suppose you send the first draft and
Yeah.
then you make changes. It probably doesn't matter, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's a link, I think they will see the changes though, if they view those changes after you made them. I believe. I'll double check.
Okay.
See, these are good questions. Everything's always changing and evolving. Like I had to, when I started school, I had a typewriter. And now it's all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and I like Word a lot better too than Google Docs, but it does make it easier for like group editing and sharing. So I get it.
I mean, for submitting assignments, I would just be wary with Google Doc just because things can get lost in maybe translation, or the professor might be viewing something when you haven't finished your final edits. Usually Google Docs is more for like collaboration, if you're doing like a group project, things like that. So that's what I would be careful with, Erica, with Google Docs.
Yeah, I usually work on Google Docs, but then when I submit it, I transfer it to a Word document. So that way I know what I submitted. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I think that's just overall maybe good practice. I don't know if anybody else has.
Or too, it's the way your instructor has set it up so that you can submit. Sometimes you can submit a link and sometimes it's like a text, like you have to type in the text box. So it just depends on how that instructor has set it up. And some of them might not know that they set it up a certain way. But it just for certain I know as an instructor, for certain assignments, if I want something a certain way, then I'm going to say, okay, this is how you're going to turn it in. And if I see that people are having trouble, I just open it up so that they can upload or do whatever is easier for them to do. And it doesn't matter for the particular assignment, then just allow everything. Like you can upload, you can type in this text entry, or you can include a link or whatever. So, and then in some assignments you could even do video. Like there's so much you can do on Canvas. You can, like discussions, you can respond with a video, and instructors can respond with a video to your submitted assignments as well. So there's just a lot that happens in Canvas, which is why I wanted to know what you guys wanted to know, because I could go on and on about all kinds of different topics. But if you just haven't had, like maybe you've never had to do a video assignment or something like
Can you
that.
actually talk more about that? Because I have to submit video assignments for my comm class and I've done it, but I feel like I don't do it the best way, or I just struggle a lot on Canvas. If you could go over that, I wouldn't mind.
It is a little tricky on Canvas because it can be a little bit slow. That's what I've found, and you just have to be patient with it. That's what I found. So sometimes, let me see if I can pull up a discussion. I think I can. Let's see. Where's Canvas at? Can you guys see our Canvas shell? Can you guys see can you guys see the Q&A discussion that I pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay. So for example, if I'm going to reply to this, right? You can, there's a whole bunch of things you can do. And Canvas did change. If you've been here, if you were here last semester, right? It looks a little bit different. They changed a few things. You can attach, you can do HTML, like there's so many things. So you could insert links, you could record a video. And now if you're like, if you can upload or record media, I think is that the tool that you're referring to, maybe. You can just click on record, and then you do have to allow it to use your microphone and your camera. And then you can just directly start recording right now. This is going to be weird because we're recording a recording, but you can just record your voice, or you can actually, let me start over. You can record with your webcam, and I have an integrated webcam. See if it, I don't know if it, I don't think it'll allow me because my webcam is being used right now by Zoom, but let's try. So you would record here. I think it's actually my camera right now, and record your response, click finish, and then save. And then it automatically puts it in there for you now, which it wasn't that easy to do before. And remember, I didn't record with my webcam. I just recorded, I think, my voice. So let me see what we've got here. So you would record here. I think it's actually my camera right now, and record your response. So you get, does that make sense?
Yes, that helps. Thank you.
Were you needing to record in another, like not in a discussion?
No, it was for discussion.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it used to be, and they changed it. It's much better than it used to be.
Okay.
Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
because I tried uploading it from my phone and to the Canvas app, and like you said, it is kind of just slow, and so sometimes I won't do it, sometimes I won't go through, and it uploaded twice, and it's like maybe I'm not doing it right, but I think it just might be the app and like the website. They're not that.
It could be the app. It could be the browser. If it's like Edge,
Mm.
Canvas doesn't seem to work very well with Edge. But if you're using your phone, it might not be Edge. And it could just be the app. Another thing you can do is like just record on your phone, like you would like on your regular, like just recording on your phone, or maybe on your computer, and upload that. You should be able to upload media on that discussion. So let me share that again and see if I have any videos I can put in here. You should be able to insert, let's say you recorded yourself, you should be able to insert media and then upload it from your computer. So if you saved it on your computer, sometimes I'll email a video to myself and save it on my computer. Then you can actually look in there. Let's see if I have a video. I don't think that I do. No, not on this one anyway. Maybe I do. No, I do. So if you have a video that you had recorded, then you can just insert that, if that makes it easier, which I've done before, because I remember it used to be super, super slow, and I was really frustrated, and I just recorded, because I had a class that I was taking, and I just recorded myself on my phone, saved it on my computer, and downloaded like this, and that worked much better.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah. You could insert YouTube videos. You could do all kinds of stuff in here. I've done that as well. Like on the discussion, I posted a music video or a meme or something. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Could you show how you insert a YouTube video real quick?
Sure. Let's see if I could find a YouTube video that would be helpful. Let's see. Oh, this looks a little different now. Let's see. Here it is. Oh, wait, that's not it. Where did it go? Oh, this is a little different on the student end. Let's see, upload document course. Oh, maybe not. I will record that later and come back to that, but I know that there's an easy way to do it, especially if you have the link to the YouTube video. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Let me see if I can find one. Oh, maybe I don't want to, not that one. Okay. I'll think of a video. Like usually if you have the link, go to external links and you have the link of the YouTube video, you could do it that way. I don't have one right now. I'll find one in a sec. Other questions before we conclude with our cookie giveaway? No questions?
I have one more question, Claudia. If we want to like, I see that some of the classes have like pictures. How do we add a picture to one of the classes if we want to change? I know how to change the color, but not to add like a clip art or something different.
The course picture that you can't change, that the instructor should be the only person that can change that. You can only change that color. You're talking about the cards, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think you can change the picture. I believe that's the instructors. They're the only ones that can do that. So don't change my picture.
Okay. No, I didn't want to change yours. I
I'm
just
just
wanted
joking.
to. There's some that don't have pictures. I just was wondering. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because the instructor hasn't put that, the instructor sets that up. Yeah. They might not know to do that or not have time to do that. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, every class is going to be, that's why every class is going to be different, because it's the way the instructor has set it up and the way that they've curated their content. So they might present, one instructor might present their content in a certain way, or a whole bunch of links to outside of Canvas. And some instructors will have everything in Canvas. Like that's usually what I do, just to make it easier on the student. So you are going to have different experiences for like different classes because of that. All right, I'm not sure why the YouTube video is not working, so I'll come back to that. But there is one way that I like to do a video, so I'm gonna show you this real quick. We're almost done. I know we're out of time, but I just wanted to show you this one cool trick. And while I do this, if Lydia, can you make sure our wheel is ready when I stop sharing this screen?
Yeah, do you mind adding me as co-host again? Because I was logged out.
Oh, that's
when
right.
I logged back in, it messed up the settings.
Sure.
Thanks, sorry.
I actually made you host.
Good.
Okay, so I found a video. I mostly didn't have video. So there is a embed code that for especially for YouTube videos, this is what I like about YouTube, is if you click on this little cloud with the little two little, I don't know what these little arrows are, but you can actually put an embed code in here. And for example, this video, if you click on share and then click on the embed, you could actually copy this HTML code. I'll just click copy. And then if you go back to your discussion, paste the code in here, click submit, and it inputs your video right in there. That's the best way, I think, to do it. If that
Thank
helps.
you. That was helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kind, they did change this. This looks a lot different than it did last semester. So I'm still getting used to it. But yeah, I like using that embed code for YouTube. I think that's the easiest. And then you can move it, like put it in the middle if you wanted to. Yeah. Good questions. All right. I know that was a lot. It's a Friday. You guys want to get started on your weekend. Hopefully you're resting. But before you do, one of you is going to be resting with some cookies from Pacific Company. Can you share, Lydia, the wheel?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do that?
And I'm going to stop recording just so.
Yeah.
Okay.